don't buy Frontier's Go Wild Pass, at least not yet. I've had the pass for about 4 months, and I've taken about 3 flights with it, and it's not all it's made out to be. So definitely watch this. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience with booking flights, my experience with trying to find flights the day before, because you can only book flights the day before, and everything that came with the Go Wild Pass. Let's get into it. So I bought my Go Wild Pass in November of 2022. I bought it when they first made the promotion. It was a promotion for like $5.99, and you can get flights for a year. And at the time, the way they promoted it was you pay the $5.99, and then whenever you want flights, you only pay like $15 or the taxes for the flight, and you can catch almost any flight to anywhere that they fly to. So they made it sound really, really good. So I bought the year plan, and after I bought that year plan, like, I had to wait from November until May of 2022 was the first time that I could actually start taking flights. I didn't take my first flight until, hold on, I'm gonna look at my phone. I didn't take my first flight until I went to San Francisco. And I was coming back from San Francisco. So I went to Hawaii. I caught like regular flights on the way to Hawaii. I bought on a different airline. But on the way back from Hawaii, I went from Hawaii to San Francisco. I landed in San Francisco. And like the day before I got to San Francisco, I had to book my flight on Frontier's Go Wild Pass while I was in Hawaii. Luckily, I found a flight from San Francisco to Dallas, and it was the best flight, and it was only $15. So that was my first experience. So it was really, really good with that because I got the exact flight I needed. It took me right where I wanted to go, and I only had to pay the $15 for it. So that was my first experience with it. It was great. My second experience, let me look. I got everything written down on my phone. I'm not going to edit this, so I'm just trying to run it straight through. My second experience was I went to Vegas. So this was about a week ago. Me and a friend, we just looked at, basically if we could find a flight anywhere, because we both have to go Wild Pass. Now I have the year pass that I got. It runs from May 23 until May 24. She has the pass that, I don't know, I think hers started in September 1st. So we both have the pass. We're like, hey, let's look and see where we can go this weekend. We saw flights to Vegas. They had a flight from Houston to Vegas on a Friday at $15. So we got that one for $15. But then we didn't see a flight on the way back because, with the Go Wild Pass, you can only book one day before. So we weren't able to see on what the flights were on Sunday because we were booking on Thursday. So we booked it, and then we waited until like right before the flight that day of. And so luckily they let you see like 2 days out. So we got to see on Sunday, the flights on Sunday on Friday. So it was 2 days before. So because of that, we saw that they had a flight coming back from Vegas to Houston. Excuse me, I had to burp. They had a flight coming back from Vegas to Houston for $69. So when I go to like look at, because you can look at the breakdown of the fees and stuff, I go to look at the breakdown, and the breakdown of the fees, it says like the airfare is only 1 cent, but then the taxes and carrier imposed fees was like $68. Now I'm trying to understand how the carrier imposed fees are $68 for that one. Like, where are those fees coming from? And so I look for a breakdown. They don't give you any type of breakdown. So basically what Frontier can do, they can charge any type of fees that they want on any of the flights, and they won't tell you what those fees are. But if they want more money from a certain flight, they can just say, oh, this is carrier imposed fees, without giving you a real reasoning as to why that's being charged. So I thought that was kind of messed up, especially if I'm already paying $5.99. You're telling me that I only have to pay taxes and fees, which normally would fall within the $15 range. That's much different than having to pay $70 for a flight. And then also the flight, like the regular price of the flight fluctuates. It goes up and down, but if you have to go Wild Pass, that price stays the same no matter what. So when we were looking for the flights from Vegas coming to Houston, at one point they were like $200 something, like high 200s, 270 something, and then it dropped to like 130. But our pass, when it was 200 something, was $69. At that point, the price dropped to like 130 something, and the Go Wild Pass was still $69. So they didn't drop the price of the Go Wild Pass members, but the regular price dropped for everybody else. So I'm like, well, if we're Go Wild Pass members, why we got to pay $69? And what are the carrier imposed fees? So that's another thing they don't give, which is why I don't recommend purchasing the pass. Now, I do recommend it if you're like like a digital nomad, or you work from home or something. I think it would be cool if you did that then, because then you have the opportunity to just catch these flights whenever, and you can wait. If you have the ability to wait and chill for a couple of days or whatever and find the best flight, then it definitely makes sense. Or if you're going to fly a lot and you're going to catch as many of those $15 flights as possible, again, I recommend it. But if you're just like a casual traveler and thinking that buying this pass is going to help you in the long run to catch all the good flights that you want, I wouldn't do that. I definitely wouldn't do that. You really need to look into the places that you want to go to. Go ahead and go to Frontier, look at the flights, look at what they have available like tomorrow, and see if the flight makes sense and if they're actually going to charge that $15. Because some places they'll just charge another amount just because they can, and it's a carrier imposed fees, and there's nothing that you can do about it, and you still got to pay that amount plus the amount you paid for the Go Wild Pass. So I thought that was kind of a little messed up. But yeah, so I'm gonna look through the rest of my notes real quick so I can just get through everything I want to say. Yeah, I already said you got to be flexible, so you definitely got to be flexible with your schedule. You have to wait till the day before. I already talked about that. Best flight is not always available. So yeah, that's another thing too. Sometimes you'll get flights and you'll see the Go Wild Pass is available, but the Go Wild Pass is available for like long layover flights. So you'll like fly somewhere, have a layover for like 12 hours, 13 hours, and then you get another flight, but you're only paying $15, but it's the inconvenience of having a layover somewhere. So sometimes you might have to get a hotel, so that's an added cost. So is the Go Wild Pass really worth it at that point when you have to lay over somewhere? So that's just something to consider too. Yep, arbitrary fees. So overall, I wouldn't recommend it to everybody. I think it's a good pass for a certain type of traveler. As much as I travel and, I just randomly travel places. So for me, I think it's good because I get these $15 flights any weekend to go wherever I want to. It's just a matter of trying to find those flights back that are not going to cost $70, $80 on a Go Wild Pass, which is wild. But yeah, so basically, in order to get your money's worth, I think you have to fly at least like 8 times. If for me, because I paid $600 for it just about. So in order for me to fly, I'm basing the price off of like, I don't know, like $60. I'm not $60. I'm basing the price off like $100 per flight. So if I fly 8 times, I'm spending about $800 worth. I paid $600 for the pass. I'm already paying $15 every time I fly, sometimes $60. So in order for me to actually get my money's worth, I have to fly, for me, that's what I consider a good amount of times to be able to say that it was worth the money and actually purchasing. And now they have so many different types of passes you can buy. Like you can buy it for just the fall, you can buy it for just the winter. I'm sure they're gonna have a spring one come out where you can buy it for just the spring, but I got it when they first announced it, so they had it for $5.99 for an entire year. So I do plan on traveling some more. I haven't used the international portion of it yet, but I do plan on going back to the DR, so I'm gonna see how it works whenever I travel back to the DR. And then yeah, we're just gonna see how it goes. But yeah, if you're thinking about getting it, definitely look into it. Watch as many videos as you can from other people, see their experiences. But for the casual traveler, I wouldn't recommend. But if you travel like I do, you just like seeing random places and can afford to, sometimes just travel, and you might not come back on the day you want to travel or the flight you want to travel. If you can afford to do that, then of course, go ahead and get it. All right, that's all I got for this one. My next video, I'm gonna be talking about my trip to Las Vegas that I took with this Frontier Pass. So I'll talk a little bit about that, and then everything I was able to do in my 28 hours in Las Vegas. All right, catch y'all on the next one. Make sure y'all like, make sure y'all comment, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell like everybody else say. My channel is growing. I appreciate everybody who watches my videos, especially if you stayed to the end. Thank you. Hopefully I'll continue making more videos that y'all want to see. Again, drop it in the comments. Let me know what you want to see, and I'll definitely make sure I include that in my next one. All right, I'm out. Peace.